What's going on, everybody? I'm JVB with the Post Game Report, and I have something a little different for you guys. So here is what I use to make trades. Now, I'm not a broker or anything like that, so I use Ameritrade. So I was looking at something really interesting, and let me take you to the Take-Two Interactive stocks. So as you can see, per share, right? This is to buy one share of Take-Two Interactive. It's $171.33. A friend of mine who I met at my son's school. He's one of my son's very best friends. He's a broker, and he used to bother me because I would always wear video game t-shirts or like Star Wars t-shirts, whatever. And he used to tell me, yo, and one day actually he saw me with a Red Dead Redemption shirt, and he goes, "You play it?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Why don't you buy the stock?" And at the time it was about $90 per share. So now it's at $171. So if I had bought the stock about 4 years ago, I would have been really happy about that. Regardless, I do have stock in Take-Two, and I have some profit. So anyway, here's what I want to show you guys. So we can see it says video game earnings mostly upbeat, ETFs in focus. So ETFs basically is a bunch of stocks put together by a separate firm, and they'll sell you shares of that stock, and so technically you own pieces of a number of stocks under that portfolio. Now it's more costly to buy these stocks individually because the fact is, when you buy an individual stock, let's say EA, you own a piece of that company. Same thing with Take-Two Interactive. So I didn't even know that there were video game ETFs. I had no freaking idea. So I decided to check them out and make a video so that you guys can see what I mean by having your money work for you. You know what I mean? Try to give you guys something different, but still related to video games. Try to help you guys out. So let me see how much this costs per share. So it's $25.73. Now, as I stated, there is a portfolio of different companies under this particular ETF. So a year ago, you could have gotten this for under $15. Right now, it's at $25, so you would have made a $10 profit. Now here, dividends, annual dividends. So that simply means, let's say I was to open a company and I decided to put my company public and put 1 million stocks out there to be bought. And then I tell you, hey, if you buy a stock, at the end of the year, I'm going to give you $1 for every stock that you own. And then I'll tell you, hey, I'll split that $1 every month. I'll give you $1 annually, but it will be split either monthly or quarterly or annually. So you can use that $1 to either put back into your shares and continue to accumulate more shares. Of course, it's going to take you a while because you have $25, and then here you have 2 cents, right? Barely 3 cents. So you will have to buy a shitload of these in order to get a nice annual dividend. But let's look at the portfolio. Under here, you see that you have Nvidia, you have Activision, you have Take-Two, you have EA, and you have Zynga. Zynga right now sells for $9.24. EA, $141. Take-Two, $171. Blizzard, $81. Nvidia, which I have, is selling at $458. Now, why is Nvidia so expensive? Well, it's a tech company, and tech right now is doing really well. But look at the annual dividend. It's only 64 cents, but it's way more 62 cents more per year. Let's look at another company that I have. Let's see. I have Sony, and the dividends, it's a cheaper stock per share. Annual dividends 41 cents. And McDonald's, I have McDonald's. I'm trying not to show you my stuff. I don't want you to see my stuff, but $5 per year. So let's say you decided to buy 1,000 shares of McDonald's. At the end of the year, excuse me, I'm like stuttering here. You are guaranteed $5 per share annually. So that's a lot of money. I mean, you spend a lot of money, but you're also going to get dividends, and that's like a reward from the company. So investing in video games is a really good idea, especially for those of us who want to get into the next generation and might have been hoping to get an Xbox Series X on day one, but might decide to wait a little bit. You could use that money, or half of the money that you were willing to spend, and invest. And then guess what? You can take out whatever profits you make, or you can leave them in there and just let it accumulate, so that you never know, right? I had bought Take-Two at less than this, but I still waited too long. I should have bought it at $90. Let's check out the other one, ESPO. So let's say you do buy, let's say you take $1,000. That's how my wife and I started. Actually, we started out with 500 and eventually worked our way up. So let's say you invest and you start getting wise. You go to YouTube, you read some books, and you learn about dividends. You learn about high risk and low risk. And I still don't use options, but you can make a lot of money with options. So, and here's ESPO. Dividends is about 8 cents. So you're not really getting nothing. But under the portfolio, you have Take-Two, EA, Activision, Nvidia, and AMD. I also have AMD. I know Derek Gott has gotten pissed off because he could have bought $2,000 worth of AMD years ago at about, what, $12, I think he said. So imagine the profit he would have had right now. I hate to rub it in your face, Derek. Sorry about that. So the market's volatile, of course, but you can spend your money on bad food, on a bad game, or a shitty console. We never know, right? I mean, the only things we know for sure that we're going to spend money on are bills. But after that, we don't know what the hell we're going to spend our money on. We might save up for a console, so we know we're going to spend money on that eventually. Or we might save money for years and then all of a sudden spend it on a freaking $3,000 camera. Well, $4,000. That's what I did. But yeah, so our spending habits are a little off, especially me. And I've gotten better with it, and I've learned the value of building a foundation so that you have a better quality of life. And a better quality of life to me means more than having a 7-figure job. Might sound funny, but travel outside the country and you see how people are living and how happy they are with having what they have, not hoping to have more. And that's the problem with us. We see all the freaking glamour and glitz, and unfortunately a lot of us are like, man, I need those new pair of sneakers, or I need that new gear, or I need that new camera. And in reality, we don't. We don't. So what we do need is to be smart with our money and let that sucker, money in this situation, do something for us. And so when you invest, you have an opportunity that this 58.45 right here can one day become 108.45. And imagine if you invested and bought 10 shares of these, and then you throw in the annual dividends. And sometimes when the stock price gets better, the dividends goes up. So there's a lot of possibilities. So this is just something a little different. I know a lot of people love to make drama and they love to post a lot of shit. They love to lie to your face and say Halo Infinite looked great. I know some of you had a good time listening to me get pissed off about that one. But this is what I've been doing. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. So when people talk shit and say that I'm a Sony guy, I just tell them that, hey, I got Microsoft stock. I have Sony stock. I have Nintendo stock. Take-Two, Nvidia, AMD. I even bought stock for a company that does haptic feedback. So I'm putting money where my mouth is, and I am investing in a hobby that I love. So where can I go wrong, right? So you guys let me know. Let me know in the comment section if you invest and game at the same time and what you're investing in. And if you have anything you can share that I've spoken on, please let me know, because I'm not an expert, but it doesn't hurt for me to share some advice. Then maybe we could get one of you guys on the right track, and hey, you could be schooling me on what to do and telling me what to invest in. So until next time, I'm JVB. I'll talk to you guys soon. Later.